In today's video or episode, we're going to be discussing the subject that is a little controversial, but I would like to be discussing it with you guys because there's different ways to looking at this subject, which is the subject of gambling or taking a risk. Of course, I'm not talking about gambling in the means of like wasting your money in a casino. It's more about gambling in real life and decisions, like taking a chance on yourself, like taking a chance without having to calculate too much for it, based on faith or based on something that occurred to you without having to calculate risk as much as you usually do. So that's today's episode. It's about gambling. I hope you enjoy it. Hello and welcome, guys, and thank you for joining me again for another episode of my show. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing the subject of gambling. And, I know you can hear that word and think that, what are you trying to teach us? But we're not talking about gambling in the aspect of gambling your money or throwing away what you have or going to the casino or betting on stuff. I'm talking more about gambling in the choices that you have to make, whether it's on a business level or personal level, and not all the time. I'm not trying to push the idea that you have to be always gambling with your choices. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes you have to trust your guts on stuff. We live in an age where everybody is trying to do research and analytics and, looking at things from various points, calculated ways, different angles and stuff, because we have access to all of that. We have our phones, we have our tablets, we have our PCs and computers. We think that, if we do enough research on something, then the results will be better. Now, that's the case in most of the time, but in my opinion, it's not the case all the time. The reason I say that is that in some aspects, you have to get to a point where you have to flip a coin to be able to see the result that you want to go with. Meaning that in some cases, if you don't take a decision fast enough or you don't move on an idea fast enough or right away, you might miss a big chance of achieving something big or getting a better result. Or sometimes you won't be able to actually do that idea anymore because somebody else will beat you to it. So sometimes too much research and too much thinking and too much contemplating can lead to the opposite result. And that's why I say gambling. I say gambling or a leap of faith if you want. It doesn't have to be the gambling idea that it's bad, or oh, it's you're gambling with your money. No, it's not that. The idea here is to have faith and a little bit of a conviction of what you believe in and act accordingly. If you believe in an idea enough to the point where you're willing to take a gamble or a risk on trying it, most of the time, this idea will turn out to be a valid idea because it's your faith and conviction of what you're doing is the main driver behind every idea. I mean, don't get me wrong, if the idea is bad, it's bad. But I'm talking to people here who are not thinking of just strictly bad ideas. I'm talking to people who are trying to that are always thinking of how to better their life and thinking about how to achieve the best results of what they're doing. So if you're that person who's always seeking knowledge and information so that you can better yourself, most of the time your ideas are put in the right place and your convictions and beliefs are set in the right place as well. All you have to do is trust more in these beliefs and in the faith that you can make a decision based on a hunch or based on a ballsy move, you know? It doesn't have to always be based on research and information and analytics. If you always have to research anything, like you get an idea, for example, to open a new business, right? And then you go on looking for different business owners who have the same idea, check out how they're running it, go get education on it, go research it, see how much money or revenue does this business bring, and all of that. All that research might take you a lot of time that you will be losing out of the place, that by the time that you go ahead and apply that idea, you would have lost a positioning in the market that you might not be able to get back. That's why if you are in a position where you already made your thinking and you already thought enough about the idea and you already know that this is what you want to do, you have to move on with it. You have to actually believe in yourself and go ahead and apply it, and not keep on waiting till the right moment or till all your research and all your analytics are completed before you apply. There's no idea that is going to be, or a business that's going to be 100% successful. I mean, if you think that is the case, then you shouldn't be in business, you know? I've been in business for more than 15 years. I've owned my own business for more than 15 years now. And most of the time, the ideas that I take based on a hunch or based on a conviction or based on me deciding to move forward with something turn out to be the best way to go. I'm not saying again that all the time this works. I'm not saying that you shouldn't trust experts or listen to people or talk to, to people about your idea or research it or do all the things that you need to do before you apply it. But sometimes, if you have the experience that you need and if you have enough conviction in what you believe, and if you have an idea that you want to take far, most of the time, this idea is not gonna be an idea that everybody else is applying. It's gonna be something new or creative. It's gonna be directly linked to you and the way you think and the way you would be in business. That's why thinking and researching and asking and doing all that stuff is gonna gain you some perspective, but it's not gonna guarantee for you success or not. The only thing that will guarantee success for you in this case is you being able to have enough conviction to go ahead, flip the coin, take the decision, and move forward with the idea. Gamble. Sometimes gambling is not the worst thing that you can do. Gamble when it comes to you. Gamble when it comes to your belief in yourself and in your ideas. That's okay. You should try. At the end of the day, it's not really a gamble if you know what you're doing, but you can't really guarantee the results. Most of the time, a business is not meant to be something that is 100% successful. When you start a business, your highest hope of success will be at 60%. I mean, there's a lot of analytics. You can read a lot on the internet about how many businesses fail or go out of business every year and, the reasons for that. But really, having a business or starting a business or being in business is a risky or a gamble, risky situation or a gamble. It's not something that is never, ever guaranteed. So do not wait. Try to be ready to apply your ideas once you have them. Don't waste your time into too much research and too much asking around and too much analytics. If you have conviction, believe in yourself, have that leap of faith in you, and go for it. Okay? So this is today's video, guys, and I hope you liked the concept. I'm trying to see if I can mix different types of topics at the same time. Today's topic was more directed towards business-minded people, and it can be directed into other stuff. Gambling with your ideas is not always directly linked to business, but most of the time it is. So this message was directed to the folks who are, having an idea and thinking of applying it, or they're a little bit too worried about applying it or not, or going forward with it. So that was the target today. Okay, so if you like the video, like usual, please go ahead and push the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you like to see this type of content more often. Click the subscribe button, and if you have any comments, please go ahead and leave your comments, and I'll try to reply to every one of them. Okay, thank you and have a good day. Bye.